Oh yeah.
What's going on? All right, I'm gonna wait for everybody to get in. Let's see. Give it a little bit of time. Tap in. Where Big B Nation at? It's been a while since I did a live broadcast. But this is special. This is a special occasion. We got some. Like I always say, the fuckeries is still afoot. Y'all go ahead and share this live stream if y'all can. Rhonda, what's good with you? But it's cool. What up? 5 Mile veteran in the building. How y'all doing? Yes, indeed. So, I don't know if y'all see the title or not, but I was arrested yesterday. Try to give another minute before I get some more people up in here, but I was arrested yesterday at the Bell County Injustice Center. What's going on, Robert Reed? Say hello from Sayre, PA. What's going on? My man, Blue Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter. What's going on, Mr. TVP? Cheers. How you doing? My man, Norm, what's going on with you? I was supposed to be posting some videos past couple of days, but I ain't, I've been dealing with these tyrants, But so basically what's going on is I was arrested yesterday at the Bell County Injustice Center in Belton, Texas. I don't know if y'all know, I'm fighting a few different cases right now. One case in particular was a warrant that was issued for my arrest. I got arrested March 29th on a warrant for a situation stemming from March the 7th. It's one of my previous videos. Y'all can go back and check out the video. But so I'm representing myself pro se. I don't have the funds. I'm not working right now. I know a lot of people always say, "Hey, get a fucking job." You know what I'm saying? Give me a job. I'm out here getting it out the mud. I'm doing this off the strength, for the people. I'm doing this to help out my community, broke or not. I'm doing all of this stuff based off the strength of the cause. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, be quiet. Come here, girl. Come here. I got my road dog with me. Y'all done seen her in a couple videos. This little Uzi right here. Say hello, Uzi. She's still in the biting stage, so she gonna be making a little bit of noise, but just don't mind her. But like I said, I'm doing this all by myself. I don't have any representation. I don't really have funds. And like I said, I'm not working, so I have no choice but to represent myself because I don't really trust to be dealing with no court-appointed lawyers. You know what I'm saying? I already know what time it is with that, so I'm not even. I would rather just go ahead and represent myself and let the chips fall where they may. But so I was up there. I went up to this was maybe probably about a week ago. I went up to the Bell County Injustice Center to find out where my warrant is, because like I said, I got arrested March 29th on a warrant, and I still haven't seen a warrant. So me representing myself, I'm trying to build my case. Go up there. Sit down. I'm trying to build my case, and hey, sit down. And so I'll go up there trying to find out where the warrant is. Go to the Bell County Injustice Center where all my court cases are taking place. Normally, one would think that the warrant should be somewhere up in there, right? Go up there, ask for the warrant. Oh, we don't have the warrant. Go check this office. Go to the district, the county attorney's office. Go over there. Oh, we don't have it. It's at the clerk's office. That's where I just came from. Well, go check again. Go back to the clerk's office. Clerk don't know where it is. Oh, it's at KPD. Well, can you call KPD for me, Killeen Police Department, and find out so I don't have to go all the way over there and waste my time? They called KPD. KPD said I'll have to do a records request to get the warrant. So I go over to KPD yesterday, which is about a week after I talked to the Bell County. Went over to KPD yesterday. Look for the warrant. They don't have the warrant. Who got the warrant? The guy that issued the warrant, which is Bill Cook, the magistrate. He has the warrant. Okay, where's Bill Cook at? He's at the Annex building in downtown Killeen. Go over to the Annex building. Talk to Bill Cook. I actually talked to the judge. He said, KPD sent y'all over here? He's like, go back to the first place you was at, which is the Bell County Injustice Center. That's where your warrant is. I said, that's where I figured it was at the whole time. So back to the Bell County Injustice Center. I goes into the district. He said, if the judge told me if they don't have it, have them give me a call and I'll point them in the right direction. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go up in there now. I'm recording, and now I'm gonna tee up this video first, so I can kind of give y'all a picture of what the office looks like. Because I've had an interaction with the people at this office. They previously threatened me with arrest for recording in this very same public lobby. So I'm gonna tee up this video real quick and show y'all exactly the office that we're dealing with and the situation that basically repeated itself yesterday when I got arrested. So give me 1 second. Let me go check on the comments, see what's going on. What's going on? Norm C, good to see you. Twisters Music, court-appointed lawyers equals equals public pretender. You goddamn right. But it's cool. PD equals conviction. Right? So you already know I would be better off just defending myself. If I take an L defending myself, at least I know I tried, But yes. Norm C, I do have an email. It's noquestionabaudit@gmail.com. If y'all got any inquiries or anything, that's where you can hit me up, noquestionabaudit@gmail. And so Bell County is in the state of Texas. That's where I do all my interactions. I mostly work out of Killeen, Texas. It's a lot of guys. It's quite a few people out in the state of Texas that picked up the camera, but mostly in my area, Bell County area, we got the one and only Foul Mouth Veteran. Y'all go ahead and hit him up if y'all not already subscribed. Foul Mouth Veteran, Foul Mouth Veteran. All these people always ask me, what did he say? Foul mouth, like you got a foul mouth veteran on YouTube. And then we also got Bully Back Artist. He's in the Bell County area as well. So y'all go hit him up too. Stand up too. Man, they got some good content. Go ahead and hit them up. Bully Back Artist, Foul Mouth Veteran. Those are the ones that's in my county, but it's a slew of guys that picked up the camera out here in Texas. But what's going on? Damage Beyond Repair. Good to see you, brother. So I'm gonna cue up this video, and basically this is where the arrest took place. But this is the reason why I'm showing y'all this video is because the previous when I got arrested yesterday, they took my phone, so I don't have the footage. They took my phone for evidence. So, but this is basically the exact same scenario of my arrest. So I'm gonna play it. This is at the Bell County Injustice Center in Belton, Texas, and this specific location, this public lobby, is called the county attorney's office. All right, here we go. So I'm in the lobby. I'm asking for information. So I'm waiting on them to, find out where the information that I'm asking for. Now, mind you, this is an old video, but it's the same scenario and the same people that I've been dealing with.
How you doing? Are you recording? Can I get your name and badge? Are you recording? Can I get your name and badge? In this office, okay? Is this a public lobby? Yes, it is. It's posted right out there. What does the law say? You see what's posted right out there? I saw what's posted out there. Now, what is the law? I'm going to ask you. What is your name? First of all, who are you? Joe Medrano. I'm the chief investigator. Okay. Okay. It's posted. You cannot have video. Is that the law? Is this a public lobby? What I'm going to tell you now is I'm asking you to turn it off. You can record all you want as far as audio, but you can record all you want as far as audio, but you can record all you want as far as audio, but in a public space. Sir, right? You know what I'm telling you? This is a public space. You just verified it, right? What I'm telling you. You're not going to record here. Do what you got to do. So now I'm going to ask you to leave the lobby. Do what you got to do. Okay.
All right, so he goes and gets his cronies. I'm waiting on him. I'm waiting on him to go get his little cronies and stuff.
You know the law on photography in public? Are you familiar with it?
That's an attorney.
Turner versus Driver. First Amendment. Are you familiar with the First Amendment? And what does the law say about recording in public? I'm asking you, please. You hear me? Can I get your name and badge number? It's Gary Richards. Can I get your name and badge number? Gary Richards, badge 61. Name and badge number, please. And so you're verifying that I am in a public lobby recording, right? You cannot record a video in this lobby. And why is that? Because that's just because the sign says there's no statute under that sign, sir. We have victims that come in this lobby. What does that mean? Some of them are young. What does that mean? And you're not going to record. What does that mean? You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm asking you to leave, okay? That's the first time. Okay. Okay? I'm asking you to leave, so please leave. So you're asking me to leave because why are you asking me to leave? I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't committed any crimes. The second time, the third time, this is a public. This is the third time. This is a public. This is the public lobby, right? You understand me? I'm asking you to leave now. All right, I'm gonna start recording under the threat of arrest. I don't have to tell you my business. I'm here to conduct business. I get out my face. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna stop it there. So that's just to paint the scenario. That's just to paint the scenario was what the building, the office looked like. So back to yesterday. I was up in that same space, in that very same room, dealing with those same two officers. The third guy that was in the back, he wasn't there yesterday, but the other same two guys came out. I was there trying to find out, like I said, the judge sent me over there to go get the warrant from them. Walk in there. I'm trying to find out where my warrant is. Oh, we don't have it. I just talked to the judge. He sent me over here. He said, if y'all have any issues, you can contact the judge, Bill Cook. So they're like, all right, well, let's figure it out. So while they going to figure out, here come these two same bozos come out. They come out in same situation. You need to start recording. I'm like, hey, I got time today. I know that this is what I'm doing is lawful. I'm in a public space. He's like, well, I'm asking you to leave. If you don't want to start recording, I'm asking you to leave. I said, why are you asking me to leave? You're recording in a public space. I said, I haven't committed a crime. You can't ask me to leave from a public space if I haven't committed the crime. You know what I'm saying? So I put that mug on selfie mode. Like, if you feel like you need to arrest me, I'm not gonna resist you. And I put it in selfie mode, and he asked me again to leave. And then he slapped the cuffs on me. And then he started getting physical with me, damn near pushed me on the ground, trying to get me out the room. I'm like, why is you pushing me? I'm not resisting you. You know what I'm saying? And he trying to get all physical with me. And so they took me basically next door to the Bell County Jail. And so they booked me on. They initially said they were going to hit me with interferences. I mean, not interference, but failure to ID, because I wasn't telling my name. I'm like, y'all already know who I am. Don't play dumb. But they didn't charge me with that, but they did charge me with criminal trespass, a Class B misdemeanor, which carries up to 6 months in jail. And again, I'm going to be representing myself. I cannot afford to have an attorney. And like my man said, that's Turner versus Driver. I'm up in there, Turner versus Driver, and then I hit him with a little bit of Houston versus Hill. Like, come on, man, y'all can't. All this is established case law. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's not cool. And then my man filed my veteran. He's been up there quite a few times, and he has some footage, coming from Bully Back channel. Shout out Bully Back. I'm gonna cue that video up real quick, just to show that there are people higher above them that said that we can record in those spaces. Five Mile, you with me?
Yeah, I'm here, bud.
All right, cue that video up for me. Oh, I see it.
All right, just let me know when to play it. I'll play it.
Play that beat. Why don't you play it for me?
Yeah, Joey Perez. Thank you.
We're just gonna go through it over here.
Appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on 1 second. Lieutenant Davis said bring yourself. What is there? Yeah, good. All right, straight down here. And his grader's office on the right here. Here's this one. All right.
Hey,
How you doing, Mr. Perez?
yes, sir.
Lieutenant Davis.
Nice to meet you.
So, what can we do for you? Now you got the road. I guess we're officer courthouse. Tell you what happened.
Yeah, so I went in there to record because, well, I went in there originally to go speak to an attorney, a district attorney, because I've been trying to get video of an incident that happened, and I'd FOIA request a video for it. It took 2 weeks, nothing's happened, so I went over here to try to get some help. When I got here, they had an issue with me videoing. The first thing the guy told me, I said, can you bring your sergeant? I want to speak to the lieutenant, something like that. He goes, if you want to speak to somebody, go over here. So he sends me all the way here. I walk over here. I understand at that point in time, they had a fire drill going. I didn't expect to get access at that point in time. After I come and explain to one of your deputies that I was here to speak to a district attorney and that I had my phone and one of your guys at the door wouldn't allow me to come in. Before you, I spoke to a lady, but then I did, yeah. And they said they were going to take care of that. There wouldn't be an issue. So I go all the way back over there, come in with my camera. The guys don't want me to come through with my camera. They're like, no, you can't come in here with that. One of, I would say a brown toggle. I don't know if he's Indian. He looked kind of Indian to me. He didn't like, he said, takes that camera out of my face. And then he came at me and grabs does like this and tries to come. I said, back up 6 feet. He approached me past 6 feet. So I know that. See, y'all have a mask thing on, but no one's wearing their mask in there. They say a temperature mask thing, but no one's wearing that. So it's kind of weird how the laws work around here. It's kind of hard to understand. Is there laws for me and none for you? I don't understand how that works. But then after that, one officer tried to grab me. Then there was another gentleman there, a shorter gentleman there, that said the reason I was angry was because I'm wearing a Texans jersey. And I told him that was inappropriate, and when he's operating in official capacity, that he's not really supposed to. I'm here for business. I didn't come here to disturb anybody. And then he's starting to attack me on that. That's like, we can leave that out the way because that kind of riled me. I didn't think it was professional of him. So then, and that's basically what happened. They eventually let me go through. That's the thing. Oh, they also detained me, what I would say, for at least 6 minutes, because they said, "Wait here, we're gonna get the judge." And then eventually I said, if I'm free to go, if I'm free to stay, then I'm free to go. And they said, "Well, do what you want." And I was like, "Well, why'd y'all hold me here in the first place?" And I walked and handled my business and did what I needed to do.
All right, so again, I'm going to tell you right now, I apologize for the way they acted when they got there. Okay, yes, you are allowed to record in the courthouse. Okay, and that will be addressed. My guys have already been told that yes, you can. Now there are certain areas of the court that you cannot record. Okay, and that being anything that says restricted or courtroom, unless the judge says otherwise. Okay? So we'll address that. As far as the other side of it, you got 30 to take a complaint. What do you mean by that?
So
Now,
that's
who was that guy?
So that guy right there is Lieutenant Carlos Davis, and he falls under Major Solwell, who is another gentleman, which I've met both of them. But that guy right there is in charge of all the deputies and all the security. He basically runs the jail. Everything, every deputy and every personnel that's in that has a uniform on, he runs.
So this is the head Nazi that this previous complaint and this complaint should be passed off to?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm gonna stop sharing that.
All right. So yeah, that's what it is. And so at this point now, I'm without a phone, and I don't know when I'm gonna be getting another phone. So a lot of my stuff is gonna be on hold. I mean, I got plenty of videos that I can that I have on standby, ready to roll, that I can put out. But as far as any newer content, that's gonna be on hold for a little bit until I can figure out how to get this phone back. What's going on, Banner Anna? She says both side that like button. You hear me? Real DJ Joker. What's going on? That's my guy overseas. We got some overseas in the building. You hear me? Across the pond.
We got a little bit across the pond, then a lot of bit across the pond. Yeah, we got them all over tonight. Yes, we do.
Yeah. Got my man Mazanga Von Badman in the building. My Coochie Easy.
Hey, Coochie.
What's going on?
Junior like that Coochie. You got Junior smiling like a mofo over here with that Coochie remark, bro. Right on, man. Right on, my man.
Right.
Come here. Show him the smile, man. Show the boys a smile.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then Blue Lives Matter said 39.03 is the criminal charge you need to file. Yeah, that's what is it? Official oppression in the state of Texas. That's the penal code. So yeah,
well, we got the penal codes. I actually have their the filled complaint that we actually put down on the occurrence with those fucking knobheads at the Injustice Center. You know, they're a lot more than just those that they violated by even telling you to put down your camera. You know, absolutely insane that they can even do that. I mean, that they don't know. It's like you obviously do know, and this is a proven practice that you do all the time, because this is the fourth time we've caught you specifically on film writing a roughshod on somebody's rights on public property. And this is grounds for a serious beating, to be honest. Deputy Davis of the Bell County Injustice Center. Yes.
No, that's that's not Davis. This
Oh no, that was the sheriff's deputy. See, too many, man. You know, too many.
The big bald-headed tyrant that was.
Absolutely. First Amendment violation, 14th Amendment violation, 241, 242, 245, 134.6. You got 39.02. You got the oath of office that they violated. You have 39.03 that they violated, among a lot of standards of conduct and protocols and procedures of their specific office. Very, very shameful. I will never act officiously or permit personal feelings, prejudice, animosities to influence my decisions. Yeah, I don't think so.
So this is the guy. This is his name. This is the number to the Bell County attorney. Do not call. But that's
this is not a call to action. But if you do want to redress your government, this is the number to call, and this is the person to complain about.
Yeah. So that's what we're dealing with right now. This is definitely has caused a tremendous strain on my family, and I know I chose to do this, but from what I understand, I'm operating within the confines of the law. But it definitely has taken a toll on my family. My wife trying to kick me out and talking about getting rid of the dog and everything. I'm like, damn, you can't get rid of the dog, homie. But
yeah, that ain't the right way to go. And there are alternatives to getting rid of the dog, and we've already talked about that, getting rid of something else. But yeah,
my
it'll be good.
She's getting ready to go on deployment soon, so. It's just gonna be me, and I can't. Her thinking, which I understand. Her thinking is, it's just us here. I don't have family out here, so it's like, if you get locked up, worst case scenario, I'm not here to take care of the dog, and she gonna end up dying in the house somewhere because I can't get to her. You know what I'm saying? So, which I definitely understand that, but that's the type of stuff that some of the guys don't tell you that they dealing with, when, because everybody family ain't on board with that stuff, but, that's the little things that behind the scenes that, a lot of people don't really share. I feel like, y'all been with me long enough for me to kind of be able to give y'all that information and be a little bit transparent with my, my personal life. And it's a little choking me up a little bit, but, that's the type of stuff that we deal with when it comes to, standing up for the rights of the people. And, it's hard. It's really hard, especially when you, like myself, like I said, I'm unemployed. I'm doing this off the strength of the cause, and it's hard doing it without the type of funding, because I want to hire a lawyer. I want to hire somebody to represent me so that they can do those things. They could have been the one up there trying to get the warrant and getting all this stuff versus me trying to represent myself, getting up there, getting all this information to try to fight my case by myself. And it's taxing on myself and my family. But, that's what we got to deal with.
I just think you should have started that statement with, I have a dream that one day all dogs will have their masters at home to take care of them. No police will fuck up the civilians, and you can be Malcolm X. You can be Malcolm X. Yes. Fight the powers that be.
Absolutely. What they say, be very scared of the bow tie. Yes, indeed. When that bow tie come up, you already know what time it is.
Boy, they be scared of the bow tie because the beads are coming up next. You know what I'm saying? It's like, uh-oh.
Got Big Beat Nation behind me. I don't know if I got a lot of new subscribers, so I don't know if y'all really know what the beads, why I always wear the beads, but the beads is representation of y'all. You know what I'm saying? The people that surrounds me. You know what I'm saying? These, like, you guys are always with me every step of the way. I haven't been doing any live streams because I don't have phone service. So I'm just being straight up with y'all. I don't, like I said, I'm not working, so I'm cutting all my my cost and my expenses. So I cut off my phone service so that I don't, that's one less thing that I have to worry about. But that definitely would have came in handy if I would have been, live during that situation. That way, the phone's call could have been made, and a lot of people would have known about the arrest a lot sooner. But that's in due time. Things are going to start looking up soon, and I'll be in a better situation financially. And on top of that, I'm like I said, I'm working with just one camera. I'm just.
I would also think that you could like tap in the link for your donations. That would be PayPal me at No Questions About It, and your Cash App, which would be $ No Question About It, and all donations are greatly appreciated. And yeah, we're all doing this not only for fame, fortune, and glory that most people think, but just simply to be free.
Yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people talking about, oh, you be on here eBay. Like, nah, I'm just being real. Things is hard out here, but if you can't, you can out there. But whatever it is, I definitely appreciate it and stuff. But if anybody want to come up here and join, I know we got ID 88 and Corporation Doctrine. He's the guy that been kind of helping me with a lot of my behind the scenes stuff. He said it's okay to tear up, pussy. Hey,
yeah, you want me to throw the link in the box? I could do that. Yeah, all right. Anybody who wants to join in this discussion is welcome. Just come in with your cameras on. No icons are accepted.
No icons are accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. ID 88. He made a call down there. I'm hoping to hear something that he was able to get accomplished on that telephone call. But knowing them, they probably gave him the runaround just like they did me. But,
well, I mean, it is standard practice at because again, every time I talk to FMV and he's like, "Oh, Colleen and Justice sent the runaround," I'm like, "Yeah, we got a marathon going today,"
That's what the problem with Bell County, man. And I tell you what, the first time that Bully went up there, he went up there by himself and kind of set the standard. Whenever, obviously, the video you just watched, and then me and him went up there, and then Carolina Fort Worth, and then Cody High Roller, we went up there and they detained us. We got through the security and then they detained us eventually on the way out, and that video was live. So it's not like they don't know that we've had this issue before. They don't know. It's not they don't know that we can go in there and film. The last time I went up there for a court date, a hearing, which was like a year ago, for the initial arrest that I had for interference, I talked to Major Sowell and the Lieutenant Davis, the guy that you just saw, again, to reiterate, that we could film in there, and both of them said, yeah, it was no issue. But yet, whenever you go in there, all of a sudden we have an issue. So it just boggles the mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a pretty good reason why, but
freedom isn't free says, so why is it if no crime is committed, they can then initiate contact and then add extra charges, and the cases are not dismissed based on the lack of crime for initial contact?
Can I answer that for you?
Go ahead.
I have experience in this. I've beaten 3 unlawful criminal trespass in police lobbies now. They do it. They know they're not going to win it.
Take the bar off the bottom, bro.
Huh?
Get that bar off the bottom. We can't see who's talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There
okay.
you go.
How do
I
make his the main picture? That's what I've been trying to figure out.
So
you could click on his thing and make it the main, if I'm not mistaken. But that's good. It looks good. There you go.
Okay,
right on.
My name's Tori Reese. I go by Blue Lives Matter now after the police lost their cases because I proved they lie. That's why I changed my name to Blue Lives Matter. The police do this, and they know that 99% of people will just take time served, a plea bargain. They're not going to fight the cases. It takes years sometimes to actually get a trial jury. And then, honestly, my lawyer the entire time kept telling me, take a plea, that they're going to believe the police. They're going to believe the police. And I said, no, that's just it. They may believe the police, but 8 officers lied on that report, and not one of their body cams will support their lies. So I will make that a publicly known thing. And finally, the prosecutor went, oh, crap. Now that I've actually looked at this, I know I don't have a case. See, he didn't look at any of the discovery till the day before he dropped it. He just assumed all the officers were telling the truth. And they do it, and they know they will lose if you push it all the way. But the problem is most people cannot afford to do that. Most people have jobs they have to go to. They can't spend all that time in court. And I mean, another one just last week on the 6th of this month, via police arrested me on a public sidewalk. They have lost their last 3 cases. They will lose this one again, but they don't care. And they know that they're going to do it because they try to discourage you. They impound your equipment. They do whatever they can to dissuade people from making them accountable. Now, me, I've hit back hard. I filed 2 criminal charges against police employees, civilian employees, and security agents who lied on police reports trying to get me arrested. I'm tired of it. We all know that they're not going to file those charges, but they have to take the complaint. But at the same time, I also know that now all those agencies, SAISD, the via security companies, every single time any of their people come up to talk to me, they're turning on their body cameras now. And again, I turned in requests for employees' body cameras and cell phones that they were taking and then not turning in. And there's exculpatory evidence on a guard's cell phone. She said, I didn't take anything. I've got video proof of her taking it. That is a criminal charge. They need to start arresting these dirty lying pigs and all their underlings and charging them with the same thing they're trying to frame us for. And again, they don't like what we do. I understand that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's legal.
So let me ask you this. Are they the last three cases you was talking about, did they actually go to trial or they dismissed like before the trial?
The first one that was dismissed actually didn't even make it to the magistrates. They knew that wasn't even going to fly. The other 2, they pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. I insisted on a jury trial, and the day before one jury trial, they actually postponed 3 jury trials. The day before it was going to go to trial, they finally said, no, we're dismissing this. We're not going to win. But again, think about that, how most people would just cave on that. And also understand that if you're out on bail, you have conditions of bail that you have to deal with. If you take bail, or even if you don't pay for bail, you're still under some type of conditions while you're waiting trial. And that's why I don't know if any of you saw when Mark SA210 Cop Watch posted, hey, they got blue lies again. I told him, I said, do not solicit any donations for my bail. I refuse to pay even a dime in bail. This last arrest, they started my bail at $1,000. I said, absolutely not. They said, okay, public recognizance, $30. I said, I won't even pay the $30. You'll give me a speedy trial. I'll sit in here for 30 days, or you'll give me bail without any fee at all. I'm not paying you to criminalize me. I'm not paying you to victimize me.
I can understand that way of saying it, but I mean, personally, yeah, I would do that because, yeah, I got the time, and I'm like I'm an absolute bastard with shit like that. Mr. Butler, on the other hand, cannot afford to do shit like that.
No,
nor say to any Mr. McPoliceman, snap him on me then. No, Mr. Butler cannot do that. No.
Yeah, they actually set me up. They set me with a $2,000 bond. And I was like, hey, I'm not paying nothing. I'll sit in this mud, you know what I'm saying, and let the chips fall where they may, because like you said, I refused to pay y'all to do that to me, and but they ended up, you know, getting giving me a PR bond through running the advocate. So that was pretty cool. But you know, like I said, the arrest was unlawful, and I'm definitely going to be fighting all these cases.
Well, everything about that was unlawful, and I just hope this kind of like brings the urgency of putting in papers on their asses and making stuff stick, because everything is video documented. Even though they will not give you your police taken video, you know, but of their edit or their calls or anything like that they deny you, you know, you have proof of the illegalities, and now they're trying to hide the evidence, which would be another you know, charge on destruction of evidence and hiding of writings and stuff like that. Again, I mean, we've been through the list of charges that they can concur on this, and it's absolutely ridiculous that they haven't wised up. It's
Well,
all
I do want to say something to no doubt about it, about his situation. I understand you can't afford an attorney, brother. Trust me, I understand that. You need to apply for a court-appointed attorney. They will have to provide you one. It's a criminal charge here in the state of Texas. That Class B misdemeanor, they have to provide it. I tell you this, even though the public frauditors are not going to really look out for your interests, they know how the court system works. They know how to get discovery. You can try to get discovery and put one wrong word on the form, and they just say, oh, you didn't follow procedure correctly. And that is how people burn themselves and actually lose cases that are slammed shut. You would have won this if you had an attorney. And I mean, I got to tell you, man, do it. Make the state provide you that criminal defense attorney, because
this would be part of the video that he showed in the beginning, showing the prosecutors actually, and he was in the building of the Bell County Justice Center looking for the public defender's office so he could ask for representation, and they absolutely ran him around ragged for 2-3 hours, something like that.
Here's the difference, though, guys, real fast. Here's the difference with Kevin. So he's a pro se litigant in a federal lawsuit against the state and against Killeen, okay, in Bell County. And so he is he's basically a prosecutor. So he already has certain rights that are afforded to him. The fact that he was there for a lawful reason, okay. He was trying to get evidence for his case against them, and they confiscated his sole means of evidence. That is a interference in the federal investigation. That's trespass title, 18 U.S. Code 242, 241.
241 and 245. Yes, I agree with you on those numbers. That there is no doubt they don't recognize these facts.
That's they have to recognize. No. They have to recognize them.
Okay? They have to be made to recognize. This is,
and so you have to declare those, right? And so I think it's Hallett v. Rose says that Supreme Court decisions and federal law applies in every state court case, criminal case. And so
sovereign law, yes.
Right. And all judges and courts are bound by the Constitution and constitutional law and federal law and SCOTUS. And so the fact that they directly interfered with him in his investigation is ridiculous on the utmost level. And I have some pretty decent audio for you too. I'll send to you. But that's a misapplication of law on a grand scale. I mean, they had no probable cause for warrantless arrest. You were there. You have the right to petition your government for redress, right? But more importantly, you were there to get information that is afforded, that you must have through discovery, because you are a pro se litigant in a federal civil lawsuit. Okay, you have the same quote unquote rights and privileges as an attorney would, because you are acting as your own legal representation. And so they are directly interfering in a federal investigation. That is the most nefarious thing I've ever even heard of. The fact they arrested you on that horse pocky, right? And the one piece of evidence, your main evidence that you have against them, they confiscate. Well, how convenient, How convenient is that?
That's how Bell County operates, man. That's what you got to understand. And Kevin, no question. Did you file anything with the federal courts as a civil lawsuit?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I already filed my 1983 notice of removal from the state to the federal court. And so right now they're trying to remand it. They going all the little technicalities, just like Blue Lives Matter said. They in one little wrong thing you put on there, they try to rebuke it.
Except remember, we talked about this, brother. Except if you're a pro se litigant. If you're a pro se litigant, they have parameters and cushion they must afford you. Okay, because that was what's important about our rebuttal. That they have to give you. We're not attorneys. They don't hold you to the same guidelines. And the fact that it was a federal question, right? And you worded it correctly. It's in the proper jurisdiction. Okay. And they have to hear that. And they're not going to remand your case because they don't have any grounds to remand it because you complained correctly. And the fact that they arrested you again, I mean, I'm flabbergasted by that. I can't believe they did it again.
I know exactly why they arrested him again, and this is the same shit that they did to me in Bully Back Audits the whole time. The reason why they arrested him is because they're going to stack charges on him and going to hang it over his head, just like they're hanging the ones over mine and Bullyback's head, until you either get exhausted of it.
I will call it out for what it actually is, and the way he got arrested, and the people that keep on arresting and hassling him. I say it's like living while black would be the major issue. I'm more than happy to throw the racism card in these absolutely unprofessional bunch of baboons. To be honest,
it's legally torture per title 18 U.S. Code 2340 Part B. Like, the definition of torture is while in custody, it's the direct infliction, the intentional infliction of either severe pain or mental anguish while in the care and custody of law enforcement. And what they're doing is they're using intimidation factors to have you kind of maybe drop your civil lawsuit. What they're doing is they're feeding the beast. I mean, they're accentuating why you're suing them. And the fact that they arrested you at 18 hours at $7,700 per hour per AT&CT versus New York City, right? That's applicable law. And you and I both know that in federal court, they go by Supreme Court decisions, and they go by what other federal decisions have happened. And you and I are blessed enough to be in the Fifth Circuit. And in the Fifth Circuit, they go by, it's called the Wolfish Doctrine, where they give deference to us no matter what. And the fact that you are suing these people for their nefarious actions, and they arrest you again for a nefarious action when you're doing something that's clearly established law. It is clearly established per Attorney Driver, and the law read, or the decision read, henceforth, it is clearly established you're allowed to film public officials in their duties. And you are in a public area, okay, protecting yourself against exactly what happened to you.
I don't think Turner versus Driver covers public buildings. I think that's in the course of their duties, if I remember specifically.
Correct. Well, Turner v. Driver actually was Lieutenant Driver. His unlawful detention, but the spirit of it is you're able to film, okay, and so you're able to film them, public officials, and they're doing their public duties. And so the fact that he was in a public lobby, which is clear establishment, you're able to film, okay, that protects him. He's under that blanket of the First Amendment, freedom of speech, and also freedom of the press. And you also have the right to redress your government, to file grievances and redress your government. And you have a right to protection. And so you being a pretrial detainee cannot be punished for any reason whatsoever. And that's case law I have here too. That's I think it's Hendrickson v. Wilkerson. Cannot be punished for any reason, including bonds and confiscating your property.
All of that is actually considered as punishment.
It is punishment, and that's Austin. It's Austin v. U.S. It's called
absolutely. All this is considered. Even the arrest in itself would be considered punishment.
The fact they put cuffs
they don't care. The issue is that they don't care. They're sovereign. The law does not apply to them. Shoot. And again, God forbid something even happens to you. Hello, Kat. Yeah, well, that's your ass. I can tell you
100% that the reason why they keep arresting No Question is because, one, I'm pretty sure he stated multiple times that he doesn't have the funds to do this stuff. So they're going to try and run him dry and threaten him with all this time in jail in hopes that he's going to receive a plea deal. Now, let me tell you something. But that implies
that they have a conscious mind to think of all that. I just say, hey, black, enough,
This is what they do, though. You got to understand, especially when it pertains to Belton. Let me tell you something about Belton. Belton has got quite a history. All right. Now, let me tell you something else about Belton. There's Belton officers, and there's one particularly, Ron Irwin, badge number, I don't remember, but his name is Ron Irwin, and he specifically told me that he purposely charges them with the highest crime that he can get away with in hopes that they'll take a plea bargain for a lesser charge. That is their practice. This isn't something that just he made up. This is something he said to me face to face while I'm communicating with this guy. He purposely charges them with whatever he can get as high as he can in hopes that they're going to take a plea bargain. This is what they do. This is their practice. This is how Belton PD operates. Now, the Bell County Injustice Center is in Belton, Texas. All right, it covers for the whole county because it's the Bell County, but it's particularly in Belton. All right. Now you got to understand that Belton is an area where all these other big wigs and stuff, they go to retire. This is where they do. All right. It's a pro blue line.
Sure.
Hold on, my dog's shitting on this trash bullshit.
And why'd you stop him?
So that's just that's just how it is. That's how they are. They're a bootlicking town. They're 100%. You know, cops are heroes. Cops are save our lives, and they don't do shit out here but pull people over and harass the people. That's what they do. And I'm gonna tell you right now. And Bullyback said it the best. You got the complexion for the protection, and that's just the way it is out here. And whether you want to believe that or not, that's the fucking truth, man. I don't give a shit what anybody says, but that's the fucking truth out here, how it is. And
hey, trust me, I get it. I get it. I sat in Denton County for 14 months because I wouldn't sign a plea bargain, and they're just as Texas is notoriously racist first and foremost.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, the fact that and I'm going to go back to Heather's comment in there that they'll low key. Heather, they didn't low key threaten my family. They had teachers, they had principals, they had counselors in the schools over here at Charter Oak Elementary literally threaten my children.
Wow.
That had other children threaten and try to start fights with my children, all just to get them into the alternative school program. This is what this is a community out here. My house has been attacked 5 times with bricks and nails in my driveway ever since I started filming. I've had pictures of my children riding around in the neighborhood sent to my email with comments like, ha, 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 First Amendment, right? I've had all this shit happen to me. No, I'm not kidding you. This is fucking serious, okay?
Wow.
So when you come out here and you want to film in Bell County, Texas, and they find out who you are and they find out who you live, they're going to fucking harass you. They're going to threaten your family. They're going to threaten your wife. I have fear of my wife driving every day into work and fear that she's going to get in a car accident because I'm keep pressing these fucking people.
Do you have litigation against these guys right now?
I have criminal charges that I have to wait. Look, and I've spoken to the civil attorneys, okay?
Understood.
And let me tell you something. For all the people that think that, now look, you can file a civil case. Go ahead and file a civil case. But you know what's going to happen to that civil case? That civil lawsuit's going to be put on hold pending those criminal charges. You can file it.
Absolutely right.
You can file it all you want. Go ahead and file your civil case.
They delay them.
So everybody thinks that you could just file a civil case and all of a sudden it's going to be overnight. This is not an overnight process. I've had these misdemeanor and this felony charge hanging over my head for over 1.5 years, and they keep resetting and keep resetting. I've already been offered the plea deal. I told them to fuck off. They could take their plea deal and shove it up their ass. I'm not taking no plea deal. I did nothing but film. I filmed in a public spot, and yet I was charged with a felony and a misdemeanor, dude.
So can I say this real fast? And this is and Kevin, you can attest to this. That's why we remove it from state to federal court, okay? And that's what I had to do on my charges, and also that's what Kevin's done. Remove it from state to federal court, okay? It's Title 28 U.S. Code 1455, I think, or 1441.
1446.
1446, correct. And even for criminal charges, it's 1443. And so all you have to do, well, not all you have to do, but it's a process, but you have to have a reason why you're moving it. And the reason why you're moving it, especially in your case, brother, is that your case has been they've been hanging over your head for over 1.5 years or 2 years, and you feel threatened. That's the very reason to move it to federal court.
I haven't even been indicted on the felony.
Wow.
It's still in pre-file.
Wow.
The misdemeanor we're trying to go. The misdemeanor, we set up a motion to suppress hearing, and that was 1 year ago, and they still keep resetting it and resetting it and resetting it.
And we didn't talk.
So they're not gonna push this forward. I have an attorney that I pay. My attorney's. If you go into his office, he's got a plaque in his office where he shows that he was one of the top 10 trial lawyers in the state of Texas for 4 years. Like this guy's solid. And he told me straight up that he wants to get these officers on the stand because he knows if he gets these officers on the stand that he can prove that they violated my rights.
Just get them talking and feed them enough line. It's they enjoy the hypothetical. They enjoy choking themselves up. No question about it. He does it very well. You know, a little bit of line, and you got this big dumb officer saying stuff that he never intended. One of your up and coming things would be an 1.5 hours of cops planning with Johnson. The mind blowing experience to get this man in a deposition. The bones that would come flying out of his mouth voluntarily. It's absolutely awe striking, man.
But
It's something to see.
the fact that we're arrested, the fact that we are arrested with no probable cause is malicious prosecution in itself.
Absolutely.
Okay?
It's a Brady violation as well.
The fact that these officers, and I'm working right now, and Mazanga, you know this, and no question, you know this. I'm working on right now because the two officers that arrested me and Bully back on a warrant 2 days after this incident happened blatantly lied on an affidavit. I am working to try and get both those officers on the Brady list so that their testimony can no longer be used because they lie.
Hey,
So,
you know, you can have
what is
you can
the
have an
officer's name on the affidavit, Mr. Butler? That we have that you just found the affidavit of the detective that was supposedly on the scene that you don't remember him saying that led to your arrest warrant.
Detective Haas, badge number 21.
There you go. That's another affidavit of lies that never happened. No crime is stated. No crime is stated. Oh, standing on the sidewalk, filming. We thought he had a gun. Nobody knows what he does, and everybody knows Mr. Butler. Everybody in Killeen knows Mr. Butler.
Yeah, let me go get that affidavit.
on
That
your
shit
viewers?
crazy how they just lied about that warrant arrest. I ain't even really put that out there. I can go grab.
You have a judge that's in your pocket. You know, he's used to, deep throating the blue. Believes every word that is said by a policeman. And he's like, yeah, sure, officer, even if you weren't there, this sounds like a feasible excuse to bother somebody in their life. No crime was stated, period. And he was arrested for interference. Where do you go? How do you get that? I don't know.
Well,
can I drop some wisdom on your viewers real quick? And I'm sure that Foul-Mouthed Veteran understands. I mean, he did what he needed to do, but a lot of times when they throw these massive charges and other things, they know that it's not going to fly. What they're trying to do is also put additional conditions on your bail.
Absolutely.
To make it impossible for you to either work or to continue your activism. I'll give you an example. When I was arrested for criminal trespass because I was redressing my government in a police lobby, lying Lieutenant Lopez, SAPD, he told the police or the city magistrate that I was a domestic terrorist because he felt threatened because I was asking questions about them violating the gun laws.
Wow.
So they tried to make it a condition of my bail to forfeit my firearms. They can do that if you agree to it. I'm like, absolutely no. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. But most people are going to say, shit, yeah, I want to get out of jail for whatever reason. And they put these insane conditions. Most of the times, people don't even realize it. It's like you can't go 75 miles outside of your county without permission. Little things. But again, that affects people who work.
I got lucky because I don't have any bond conditions whatsoever.
Wow.
You paid right. You did it right.
I don't have no bond conditions. I don't have nothing. I have no restrictions whatsoever.
Hey, did y'all know that a bond, the bond itself is a violation of the 13th Amendment? It's called it's a bill of attainder. Okay. It's technically human trafficking. And so a bill of attainder is defined to be a legislative act which inflicts punishment without jurisdiction or without judicial trial, okay? Where the legislative body exercises the office of judge and assumes judicial magistracy, and pronounces the guilt of a party without any of the forms or safeguards of a trial, and fixes the punishment, perhaps, for example, the conditions or the actual having to pay in the bond, okay? And that's all illegal. That's
and this goes back to what you were saying earlier about the conditions and punishment, so-called, during arrest or before or being jailed or costing you money. All of this is blatantly illegal, and especially the dirty pool that they're playing. Absolutely, and the dirty pool that they play just even makes it more hurtful in the issue of you got the rules. They're right here. You know this, but you choose not to recognize it as a fact, as the way, your machine works. My machine works differently. This is the way you're supposed to be playing. And it's absolutely outrageous.
Welcome to corporate America. Welcome to
And
corporate America.
yes,
Well,
sir.
well, the problem is corporate America and this whole birth of a nation and straw people that really don't exist except for the corporate entity, you know, that you're running. You're living in a corporate entity. And yeah, surprise. This is
So,
the way
brothers,
corporate work.
Okay, so brothers, we all know that words have meaning in law, correct?
Yeah.
Words have meaning in law. And Falmouth veteran, it's good to talk to you, by the way, man. I followed you, and it's good to talk to you, man. Seriously, much respect. You're very welcome. And so words have meaning in law. Okay, so let's break it down, guys. And I'm a nerd. I have nothing but free time the last couple of years, and so I don't know if y'all know, but Kevin's familiar with what happened to me here in Denton County, get my ass whooped by PD, and so So when we break down their quote unquote rules, right? Like a corporation, and I'm glad you brought up corporations. So, state, municipality, town, village, city, actually the US, those are all corporations. Okay. And so when they are dealing with you in a commercial environment, meaning if you have to pay a fine or you have to pay a speeding ticket or if you have to post bond, okay?
If you are under contract.
No. Get this. They lose that protection of quote unquote government. They are actually acting as a regular corporate citizen. And it's called I think it's called the Greenfield Doctrine. And I'm not about the straw man kind of guy, but this stuff it's actually applicable in law. It's all corporation. It's all commercial. Like the word plaintiff, defendant, warrant, all indictment. Those are all commercial terms. Okay.
Birth certificate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, commercial terms.
Right.
Contract.
And so but a contract without transparency is null and void. It's called the clean hands doctrine.
I understand that, and this is the absurdity of the whole situation.
It's absurd. That's a great word. Absurd.
It is absurd because an oxymoron. Yes, it happening right now against physics. This is what you're watching. You're watching an oxymoron.
And you know what? You know what's sad or what sucks is that we're the few that fight back. We're the few. What's their incentive to stop if 97% of the time they win? We're the few who we get our ass whooped fighting back, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. And so, but it's kind of an uphill battle, or they don't even care about, paying us whatever they're going to pay us because the state of Texas nets $9 billion a year just in traffic tickets, which are unconstitutional. It's ridiculous and it's sad.
Well,
and
you bring a good point. You bring a good point about the safety because the Supreme Court has already ruled that they're not responsible for our safety
at all.
Yet they're pulling us over and ticketing us for speeding for what? For safety. It's extortion. You got like everyone literally, and you're right. There's so many people that just bend over to the will of these fucking clowns and their costumes.
They do.
And their badges. Oh, but if you're not doing anything, you have nothing to worry about. Well,
man, please. That's such a ridiculous argument. That's argument of a coward. Okay.
The fact that I'm doing nothing, it would makes me want to assert my rights even more. Why would I not assert my rights?
Oh my God. So I was going fast on the tollway, right? Really, really fast. Okay. And so I was doing 130. All right. And so the cherries popped up and I didn't even see them at first. I'm like, oh heck. So I finally pulled over after about a mile or so. I'm like, what the fuck you pull me over for? Oh, you were speeding. Oh. I said, well, first of all, that's an infraction, not a crime. Number one. Number two, Texas Transportation Code 201.904 says I must be engaged in commerce for those rules to apply to me because those speed signs are prima facie at first glance. They're mere suggestions. They're not actual law, right? And so this cop was so cherry-faced, man. He was so mad at me. Next thing I noticed, like 9. They were like 9 deep, right? But I sat there for 29 minutes and 32 seconds, okay? I sat there and they're, get out of the car. I'm like, no. Get out of the car. I'm like, no. And so by this time, I kind of knew what I was doing, right? I wouldn't suggest this to anybody who does not know the law. Okay, but I knew what I was doing at this point, and so like, get out of the car. We're gonna take you out. I said, I dare you to, and they did not. And so, long story short, the speeding quote unquote infraction never materialized. They got me for evading arrest. Okay, because after 29 minutes and 32 seconds, I asked them. There was 9 cops there. I said, "Listen, am I under arrest?" They wouldn't answer me. Asked them, "Am I under arrest?" They wouldn't answer me. I asked 4 or 5 different officers, "Was I under arrest?" None answered. So I left. Okay, and so they got me for evading arrest in a motor vehicle. Well, I slapped that, and I actually moved that from state to federal court. Okay, and so, but the thing is this: people who don't know to do that. I mean, that's a felony, evading arrest in a motor vehicle.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm not surprised at all because I have seen some of your footage, and I'm like, man, I wouldn't even try that if I was white. Like, seriously.
Oh my God, I have.
Dude, that's like you got like a set of stones on you, and that's why I check my lights before I start, not engaging in commerce, but I am traveling in my vehicle again. But it's like, man.
I'm trying to find out how you display the names up under there. I'm trying to get everybody that's Incorporation Doctrine 88 is the one that we're speaking about right now.
You got to take the marker off, the tag on the chat. You got to take that off, and the names pop back up.
Yeah.
So first of all, I would
either that or you run an OBS and you edit everything beforehand, then that's different. So yeah, just unclick the chat box and the names should be popping up.
Except for us guys here on this who are speaking right now, I would not suggest at all to do what I do.
Oh yeah, dude, man.
Hey, but foul-mouthed veteran, you know what you're doing, brother. You know what I mean? You know what you're doing. Kev, you know what you're doing.
I stick my head in books all day, man. Like,
hey, so do I. It's ridiculous. Actually, I like it. I thought I was a sports nerd until I found about the law.
Well,
and so,
exactly.
And so I like dissecting it. So you're gonna use words against me? Well, words have meaning in law, and so be careful what you say. Right? That's what they say. If you know what the hell you're talking about, shut the f up. Right?
It's all in the definitions, my man. It's all in the definitions, and words are like bullets.
They don't know what they're talking about for the most part. Okay.
Yep.
And so foul-mouthed veteran, real quick though, brother. It says the state versus you in your cases, right?
Yes.
So the state, the state is a third-party litigant. They have no legal standing at all.
Well, they have no jurisdiction on the felony charge because it happened on federal property.
And the fact that it says the state versus you, like mine says the state versus Charles Stark, right? I challenge the state. Like, listen, the state has no legal standing because they have. The case law reads that they lack legal standing because they cannot. They were not directly injured by me in some unlawful act. That's Rathby Sheridan, and I have the case law here somewhere. But the fact that the state was not directly injured by me, they have no say so. That's why in a real quote unquote criminal case, it's like me versus Kevin, Charles versus Kevin. Okay, in a criminal case because I injured Kevin in some way. Okay, and Kevin's seeking some kind of legal redress, right? But in these commercial courts, okay, there's the state of Texas versus me. Man, you light them up all day long. Say, I want proof of injury in fact. Before we proceed, I want proof of injury in fact. I respect the fact that I have to be here. I want proof of injury in fact, okay? And so people say they don't care about the law. Make them care. If you keep blowing them off saying they don't care about the law, man, we'll never win that way. Make them care. Make them care. And, us guys, especially, hey, foul-mouthed veteran, I mean, you're a vet, brother. I mean, you put your life out there for this, right? And so
we're all vets. This is the funny part. We're all vets. We all know better. We all know better, And the one funny thing is when you throw down with Mr. Policeman and Mr. Policeman is a wannabe, you drop that vet card, they change the color, man. They absolutely change color.
How dare they disrespect the time you served in our military, brother? How dare they?
This is what it's all about, man. Absolutely.
I don't accept that.
That's how they pay their respects.
It's simple. Yeah, that's how they pay their respect. They arrest the dude for standing on public property and like, hey, Mr. Black Man, turn that camera off. We have children in here, hypothetically.
So you see my videos. I don't put up that bullshit, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also willing to go to jail. You know what I mean?
So dude, you are.
How many of us are there you're gonna put it out there? Or are you willing to get it chopped off? I mean, are you serious
Right.
about civil rights, or are you just talking? And I get it. People have jobs and they have families to take care of, and I don't blame them for that. Okay, my little brother, I love you, man. You have things to take care of, right? And so that's why you got me. Because I would accept that bullet, because how dare they? How dare they do that to you, man? You never had to, like me. I did my dirt. I went to prison. I did my shit. I put myself there, right? But you have never violated any laws. You had no record. The fact that they have you hung up, man,
As you say, I've had no questions quite a few times on the show, and one of our chuckle points is a big town boy from Detroit goes to little town Killeen, Texas, and look what the fuck he gets into. Arrested 4. Do you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4 times within 8 months in little old Killeen, Texas. Yes, sir.
Hey, AK, you need to come get me, brother.
All up in your amendments now.
I need to come down there. Seriously.
Yeah, they definitely trying to dig all off up in my amendments for sure.
Hey, I mean, like, how much fun I would have down there? Seriously. Hey Kevin,
Junior loved that one, bro. Junior loved that one.
Hey, you know what's fun I would have down there, brother? Seriously. I mean, you know me, man. Like, I'll have fun down there. You're gonna arrest me? Ooh. Wait, my bonds.
I do have an idea. I would be interested in a telephone call that you could make to the proprietor of the Bell County Injustice Center that we saw on video. And FMV, what was the gentleman's name again? The lieutenant, the director of the zoo,
Carlos Davis.
So
Kevin,
Kevin, you and I have a mutual person, we'll call him, in the Killeen Police Department, right? Who we've had long conversations with. Okay.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. I was present.
None of them.
No. I will never do that. I won't disrespect him that way. Okay. Seriously. But hey, I'm talking like 2 hours of conversation where I'm basically lighting this guy up, right?
Yeah.
And what he's doing, he's spitting, he's cop-splaining shit stuff, right? But I'm like, are they really that ignorant?
Officer Johnson.
Oh, wait till y'all see that Officer Johnson video I'm getting ready to drop, boy. The one that
Officer Johnson, who's that?
He's the one that tased the man. One of my videos.
World's longest cops plane. Another first for No Questions About It. A Guinness Book of World's Record cops plane. You've never seen anything like this.
Let me.
I'm not even gonna do it. If a video that long, I'll do like a 2-part, 3-part, but I'm gonna just put that whole video. It's gonna be like an 1.5-hour long video.
Oh my gosh!
Let me go.
I'm gonna get a hold of you, brother. I'm gonna get a hold of you. Okay.
Yeah. Let me hear. I'll put my number in the private chat. Let me go. Let me go over what Life Rider. So let me tell you guys what I got arrested for at the post office. If you're not tracking that already, the reason why I got arrested at the post office is because. Here, I'll put it in the private chat, bud.
I got you. All right. Hey, I'm gonna text you real quick.
Okay. The reason why I got arrested at the post office, and this is a felony charge that I have.
A felony
charge that I have. I got charged with exploitation of the elderly because I filmed an old lady in public.
Yeah, that's like a totally misused statute. I remember that. Yeah.
She literally went to the police department and complained that I filmed her in public in Belton, Texas, charged me with exploitation of the elderly, and said that because a video was posted of her face, which, that I didn't even post.
Okay.
It was on a live stream, not my live stream, and it doesn't matter either way.
Right.
But that's what I literally got 4 months later. I got picked up on a warrant for that.
You're kidding me.
No,
he's not. He's not kidding at all. Yeah.
That's literally what me and Bullyback Audits got arrested on. 4 months later, we got arrested for exploitation of the elderly because we filmed at a post office and an old lady went and complained. Not even fucking playing with you. Now you know why. Now you know why my fucking charge has been in pre-file for 1.5 years.
But this is what they do. So like I said yesterday, I went and asked the judge So I asked the judge that signed my warrant. I asked him, "Did you look at the video or any evidence regarding this situation?" He said, "Well, yeah, I looked at the affidavit. Is that all you looked at?"
Let me tell you something
all that's
about
needed to get these warrants signed. That's why they be fucking up.
Let me tell you
And
something
the
about
funny
Bill.
thing is, there's so much video that everybody is denied that can, you're like, Your Honor, here, check this out. 2-minute video, and like, all right, next I see you, Mr. Butler. Sorry we wasted your time, sir.
Hey, so Kevin, this is what we have to establish. Well, it's established, but this is what has to be done. Okay, the state is an inferior court. Okay, period. The state's an inferior court. They have no jurisdiction over you at all. As far as this case, you got arrested yesterday, was part of your original civil complaint. Okay, for a deprivation of civil rights under the color of law. It's a violation of Texas Penal Code 3903, 18 U.S. Code 242, 241, 1346, 2340, and also it's going to be a United Nations Declaration. It's the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights, Article 2. Okay, which all United States police forces are under the United Nations guise. Okay, of human rights.
This is a worldwide universal declaration of human rights, and the United States has been signatory to it since 1973, if I'm not mistaken. And this would include any country that has any financial dealings or does commerce with the United States has to be signatory to this thing. So yeah, all your rights, brother, they go around the world because everybody has the same ones. You know what I mean?
Recognized rights, right?
Exactly.
Blue lies. Let me tell you something. Blue lives matter. The reason why that they charge you with shit like that is so they could put a ridiculous bond on you in hopes that you cannot bail out. $50,000 bond, $100,000 bonds for this shit. They literally thought that they were going to put a extraneous amount of bond on me to where I wasn't able. Not only was I able to get myself out, I was able to help Bully Bat get himself out, and they got pissed off. They expected us to, when we got arrested, to lose our house, my wife to divorce me, my kids to leave, me to lose my truck, me to lose everything. That's what they expected. And the fact that that didn't happen pissed them off. Matter of fact, when I got arrested, my wife went on a live stream. If you guys didn't all see that, she went on a live stream and spoke and updated everybody. Not very many wives will go and do that, but my wife did that for me. They literally thought that they were going to break the bank and that they were going to put me in a situation to where I would lose everything that I ever gained. Now, let me tell you something. I do okay. All right. If I do okay, my net worth is about $20. I make about $20 a year. So that's all I'm going to say. But
hey,
I'm just saying, but I'm doing okay. So I can do my activism, but they literally thought that they were going to keep me in a cage to where I wasn't able to do nothing for the rest of my life and lose all my kids and lose my family and lose my house. That's what they expect. And that fear is why most people, what we were talking about earlier, gentlemen, was why people take plea deals.
It's tangible, but that's a tangible fear. That's the reality. By the grace of God, you and I have means to where we can suffer that kind of loss per se, right? We can pay that bond, okay? Well, most people cannot, and I don't blame them for taking the plea bargain. I really don't. I don't blame them taking plea bargains. My car they towed my car and sold it. Okay, and I sat there for 14 months. My bond went from $12,500 to $12,500 to $30,000 to $60,000, and I paid it. And then $80,000, and I paid it. And then $300,000, and I paid it. Okay, only for 26 days later for them to arrest me again on some BS, and it went to $1 million. Okay,
damn.
My bond was $1 million.
Sorry, that just came out, man. Wow.
Hey, so my bond was $1 million, right? And so I was going to pay it. I was going to put up the whole $1 million, okay? Because I'm blessed, all right? I was going to put the whole $1 million. The judge never made that $1 million public where I could pay it. She sent an email to my attorney saying it was $500,000, which was originally $5,000 and $7,500. It went to $500,000 and $500,000 for the same two charges, right? No new arrest, no new charges, no nothing. Non-ag, okay? And it was $1 million. Well, I was going to pay it. She never made it public. So I had to sit in Denton County for 5 months, and and I sat there for I was taking the trial for the day that we're going to go to the docket hearing for the trial. They dismiss all charges. Imagine that.
No, that's what they do. They literally will hold it until the last day,
right?
And just in hopes that you're gonna cave in for a plea deal.
Man,
well, again, they're making money off your money. They're making money off your misery. They're making your life absolute hell, and they don't care. You want to know why? Because they have an endless supply of debt that they could occur, throughout all these things, and it doesn't really matter how many hours or people have worked on it. You guys, as the taxpayers, the sucker taxpayers, end up footing the bill just for the interest. So again, they don't care. They don't care.
Get this. So once you beat the cases, right? You go back and you charge them for every piece of paper that has your name on it. It's a trademark infringement, okay? Because, and this sounds like kind of crazy, but it's really not, because your name is associated with a charge, okay? So FMV, your name's on a charge, and so you beat the charges, right? Well, every piece of paper that has your name on it must be destroyed, okay? And whatever money was associated with charging with that, meaning the bailiff, the prosecutor, the judge, the court appointed, everybody that was getting paid on your name, okay, because your name is associated with a charge, they owe you that money spent times 3, okay? And that's federal law. That's that's the trademark infringement of 1984. And SCOTUS just recently in December backed that up again. I think it was Scottsdale, Arizona, and they backed it up. And so not only do you get that times 3, but then that trademark infringement, it's a fine, brother. The fine for that is between $5 and $15 million because it's a corporation.
Well,
right?
This is far along down the road, and Mr. Butler dragging, the courts and the Fed and going in and out, and that's a lot of stuff to do,
No, sir.
Well,
no, sir.
Tell you what, I tell you what, I got a lot more than that. The fact that I was in that jail for 3 days and they refused me my mental health medication. That caused me a lot of mental
that even ramps it up for a lot of negligence. Trust
me, the fact that I had to make extra appointments for mental health and all that because of the fact that they literally told me they were not going to give me my mental health medications because the types that they were, and Bully Back was in there.
That's violation of that's the American Disabilities Act. I mean, that's
so. Trust me, whenever these charges get dropped.
So what they do is they call it a collateral attack. Okay, so if you have state pending criminal charges, you try and file a civil case. How the federal court will dismiss it because they call it a collateral attack, meaning you're trying to use your federal civil suit to overturn or to disrupt your state criminal case. But that's why it's important to have the notice of removal. Okay, because what you're doing is you're removing your case from state to federal court. You're not trying to circumvent your charges. You're just saying you're not getting a fair trial in state court because of FMV. Your case has been pending for 2 years. I mean, get the fuck out of here. How much evidence do they need, right? So what they're doing, they're denying you a speedy trial, okay? Because technically they only have 8 months to come up with the charges and either take you to court or not, okay? And so they use the whole COVID excuse. Well, and see, that's the beauty about federal courts. Hey, they don't care that I got my ass kicked. They don't care about any of that stuff. Hey, listen, was it deprivation of rights? Was it under the color of law? That's all we care about. Right. And they must address each complaint, okay? And so what that does is it wipes out the federal judges don't have friends, okay? They're appointed for life, okay? And so in the state, the state and the court and they're all full of shit and they're all friends, right? And they're elected officials. Well, the feds don't care. You know what? They don't. Hey, you're a veteran. They don't care about, man, you're a government issued product, right? But until you get damaged, right? Until you get damaged, right? So you get damaged. Wait a minute. That's when we have to come off of. The fact that they denied you your medication, that's torture. That's a crime against humanity. Okay.
That shit aggravated it so bad. And Bully Back was there whenever I remember, matter of fact, if I remember right, I asked him if I was okay one time, and he was like, "Man, you were over there in a corner," and he's like, "You must have been like having some kind of nightmare or something. All the shit that I had to
Wow.
Like so much stuff, it aggravated my mental health so bad,
Of
dude.
course.
And a lot of people don't.
It's a traumatic episode that's done on purpose to be traumatic. And I could, I remember when No Questions was his first arrest, and he broadcast after getting loose, and he was very, very emotional about it. And you could tell, even though it was 12 hours, that was like, it was absolutely uncalled for, especially the injustice, we could call it, of the whole fucking absurd situation, that it should have never even happened. And now they're like running him down the road, dragging him for like 8-9 months. He's been to the corporate court 4 times, which they've tried to violate his rights. Every fucking single time he showed up at the corporate courts, they violated his rights. And now they violated him again by actually arresting him for doing, what he's supposed to do, and trying to get information about his case that has been refused him. Even on his day of arrest of a warrant, he has not gotten any papers relevant to any of his cases yet.
And so, so silence equals deceit, and deceit equals fraud. That's McNeely versus U.S. Okay, they don't have the choice but to give you what you're asking for. Demand it. Don't request it.
I would call it a luxury, not even a choice. They deem it as a luxury because we object on the grounds that no charges were incurred, so you can't get the video, even though the officer violated your rights on that very video that you paid for.
It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way if you know how to complain. And whoever said that playing lawyer doesn't get it done, we're not playing lawyer. We're addressing the law, okay? And so if you are going to address the law, you have to go full forward, and you have to know what the hell you're talking about. So we're not playing lawyer. We're talking about the application of law and actually have case law to back it up. So there's no. I don't play. It's not a game to me. I didn't spend time away from my children to play lawyer. Okay, so that's actually disrespectful to me, and I find it insulting. Okay, and so the fact that if you know how to apply the law, and you know how to complain, you know how to make sure the court has jurisdiction, then they have to abide by the laws that are in front of them. Okay, but if you give them all this, because it's not fair, they don't want to hear about fair. You say, hey, listen, it's a deprivation of my civil rights per Title 18 U.S. Code 242. Because that deprivation occurred, and the Texas Penal Code is 39.03, because that occurred, they lose their qualified immunity, because whenever a law enforcement officer operates outside the scope of authority, which a state can authorize, they are immediately stripped of power. There goes the qualified immunity out of the window. Okay, so they're no longer Officer Johnson; they're Mr. Johnson. Okay, and so you attack them that way, they have no choice but to abide by the law, and that's when the feds get involved. That's what's important about having the feds involved. If your shit's clean, right? And so and they're very blunt and very to the point. Very to the point. And I have 3 pending cases right now, and I have three more coming. Okay, and it's nice being on this side because we're so used to being defendants and defending ourselves and fight, right? Because we're being prosecuted and we're being charged with things we didn't do. Well, on the flip side of that, when you're the plaintiff, when your name's on top, it's a whole different story, especially in federal court, because they only go by federal law and state law, state torts, right? And so you marry the two, which I just learned in the last couple of months, right, Kevin? How to marry the two, where the federal court has jurisdiction over the federal charges and the state charges, but you have to articulate that, right? And so it cuts away all the BS, man. It really does.
Well, you would also think that a lot of people, they kind of get wrapped up in the justice, and they go through these corporate courts, which are basically illegal entities, and it's not even a court of record, and they're getting mistreated and abused. And again, if you know the way it's supposed to go, and you read the policies and procedures of the courts and the judicial system, well, you do have a hands up. A lot of people, they don't actually do the book reading and get into the nitty gritty of how this works.
Most people don't.
They don't understand. Mazanga, the problem is that most people don't even understand. Even if they were to get the book in front of their face, they don't have the critical mind to even understand what they're reading.
It's not easy, man. And I'm not trying to blow it off. It's not easy at all, and it takes time. It takes time. I mean, I've done this every day since June 26th of 2019, every single day, right? I mean, hours upon hours. And so it takes a lot. That's why lawyers go to law school. So they're how to articulate the law and complain correctly, right? And so, and it's hard, you guys can attest, it's hard finding a civil rights lawyer. It really is for issues like this, because they don't want to go against the grind, because they're also officers of the court. They're part of the bar. And so one of the things I like to do is ask the prosecutor, hey, I can't find your license to practice law in Texas. I don't see it.
It reminds me of when Mr. Butler went to talk to the prosecutor that tried to get him to dish a deal, and he asked for licenses, and she's like, I've never had anybody ask me for that in my life. And I've heard, even judges say, what, you can't ask me for that. And, oh, yes, I can. It says right here in this book, hey, it's written right here.
Hey, you ready for this? You ready for this? All judges are biased, okay?
Oh, of course they are. Of course, and they all practice law from the bench too. So, but again, these are the obvious things.
Let me give you the federal statute that backs up what I'm saying, because people think I'm full of shit, but Kevin knows, right? Because everything I say, I back it up, right? So judges are biased. It's there's something called the and I got called on this the other day, as a matter of fact. It's the Foreign Agents Registration Act of 1938. Okay. And so the state, the municipality, they're all foreign agents, okay, acting under the grace of the Constitution. But they have to sign a contract, okay? And they have to do it every year. And they have to pay a fee. It must be available upon demand, okay? Now, is that going to happen? 9 times out of 10, no, right? And so they don't care, right? But we do, right? Because you know what? We've been to jail. We've been away from our families, right? We've been put in cuffs, which handcuffs are torture, by the way. And so the fact that we know these things and we call them on it, you're going to get much more resistance from it, because they don't want to be called out. And you think that these idiots in Killeen are going to want to go in front of a federal judge and say, hey, officer, why did you arrest Mr. Butler when he was filming you? When it's clearly established law that he can do this. Either you're ignorant of the law or you're malicious. But either way, it doesn't matter, because you're deemed to know the law when you put that badge on. You collect that paycheck. You have a fiduciary duty because you're a benefactor of a public trust. You cash your paycheck. When you cash that paycheck, you accept that responsibility of knowing the law. And if you don't know it, we burn your ass, right? We burn your ass, just like they would burn us for a traffic violation infraction, which is ridiculous. I mean, the word traffic itself is a commercial term. I have an 8-minute video where the reason I let it even go that long, because the officer was pretty. I'm not going to lie, right? But I lit her up, like what you're talking about is ridiculous. And the car I was driving, missing headlight, missing tail light, no insurance, no registration, no all of that. I didn't care, because none of that is a crime. So I asked her, why'd you pull me over? What crime did I commit? Why are your cherries on? When your cherries on, it's called a custodial arrest, right? So what crime did I commit for you to arrest me?
Well, the fact that they tell you to take your hands out of your pocket is considered a detainment.
Oh my gosh, yes, for sure. And so, the one video of mine that went viral, I actually kept my mouth shut, right? For the first time, because I had my kids in the car, okay? And I just kind of stated what I knew, and I ended the consistent conversation. And I didn't say probably, Kevin, 50 words in that whole video, and it went nuts. Like, there's 15 million views to this date, right? And my dumbass gave it away. But anyways, but the fact of knowing the law, right? And they're still gonna do what they do, and they're still gonna violate your space per se. But the key is to, if you don't know what you're talking about, keep your mouth shut and just give them rope, and then come back and bite them. Because if we don't do it, then, shame on us. Seriously, if we don't fight back and hold them accountable, well, then we're saying their actions are okay. And it sucks going to jail. But
it's even worse going to prison, to be. Yeah, man, it's a horrific.
Been there, done that. No,
same here, man. Same.
Jail's worse. Hey, jail's worse than prison. County's worse than prison. Trust me. And so the fact of being in county blows, man. But the fact that FMV put his life out there. Kevin put his life. I mean, you're a veteran. You joined voluntarily to defend the Constitution. Okay, how dare they throw it back at you or ignore it and incarcerate you for something you did not do, that you didn't break the law? That disrespects.
Well, again, this goes down to duties and obligations, and you do your duties, and somebody is obliged, but nobody is really obliged, and you turn out to be a sucker in the end. You know what I mean?
Unless
it's all a bunch of disillusionment.
But get this, you become a nerd like my dumbass and break down the
You know what? Right? The nerd stuff. You should like give a statement of the nerd, how nerdy you are, especially when you're like dressing down. Hey guys, dude, when you're dressing down the cop with driving with no lights and speeding and this and that. Yeah, this is what a nerd can do, boys. You know what I mean? Do your book reading. You too can do this. You know,
I'm a knuckle dragging Neanderthal cowboy nut,
cowboy
right?
Nerd. Yes,
but until they made me not. Right?
Working on a new logo for you, sir. Gotcha. Yeah. Solid, man.
So get this: the criminal code of the criminal code procedure, Article 2.01 in the district attorney's duties says this: each district attorney shall represent the state in all criminal cases in the district courts of his district and also in his appeals. Right? It shall be the primary duty of all prosecuting attorneys, including any special prosecutors, not to convict, but to see that justice is done.
I know. This is the most funniest thing I've almost ever read in any of these papers, man. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard of, to see a justice. And what kind of arbitrary justice are we talking about today, good sir, prosecutor, sir?
Call him on it. Call him on it. Say, why are you even here? Prosecutor, why are you speaking to me? Why are you? Under what law? Why are you talking to me? You know, where's your license to practice law?
Not only that, where's your sense of justice? Open a drawer and break out a double. Yes.
Oh my gosh! You know, when I was able to serve the district attorney here, it was very gratifying. I didn't do it personally, but I got to witness it. It was almost worth me spending a lot of time in jail. You know, they broke my wrist, they broke my shoulder, sold my car, I ended up getting evicted from my house, 14 months in jail over some BS charge where the prosecutor, I had the body camera footage, so I know they had the body camera footage. I didn't spit on this guy. They said I didn't spit on him. They couldn't find it, yet they chose to prosecute me on that, right? So what that means is, and how SCOTUS and the feds slapped them for this is, you know, the prosecutor and the judge allowed this to happen, and the judge is the last line of defense for us. The judge is not supposed to let these things happen, okay? And if they do, they're operating outside of their oath of office, 28 U.S. Code 453 and 455, and they're just immediately disqualified. And so the fact that they prosecuted, they're FMB, they're prosecuting you, that's a Brady violation. That's that's a deprivation of your right. I mean, come on, dude. They violated their oath of office. They lose their qualified immunity. They lose their bond. I mean,
I know. As you make these statements, my man, the unfortunate fact is that they fail to recognize that your claims are even legitimate unless you bring some serious weight, and they will resist you at every turn because they can afford to. It doesn't cost them anything, and you're gaining them employment, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
They did, man. They didn't think that they really didn't believe I could do anything about it. Same with you, FMB. They don't believe that you can do anything about it, Kev. They don't think you can do anything about it, right? Because most people don't follow through, right? But we're following through. We're not going to quit, right? And so when Collin County got that notice of removal, you actually, Kev, you're with me. You know, they tried to even deny that. I handed it to the clerk. I handed the notice of removal to the clerk. They still tried to not acknowledge it, right? And put a warrant out for me. I'm like, wait a minute. I sent you notice of removal. I handed it to the clerk. I handed it to her. And I have it on video by grace of God. They still tried to arrest me. You know? Well, nah, man. It's
much like your bro Mark Kimball when you were trying to put in your papers at the courthouse. Threatened you with arrest. A judge threatened to arrest him out of his chambers in the public hallway of the corporate court. And this is like
That video was
Goddamn,
posted.
dude, you be a judge? Like what? What
Well,
kind of judge? Where do you work? You know,
the
show
judge
me
is
your
not-
papers.
It's called quorum non judice. That judge is not acting as a judge; he's acting as a person. Whenever a judge does anything repugnant of the Constitution, he's not acting as a judicial officer.
Yes,
He's
but
acting
go
as a person.
explain that to the marshals that went along with him. You got this is the problem. Not everybody knows. Mr. Butler knows the
Right.
law. Obviously, the judge and the marshals do not. And this is the same kind of incidents that you see again and again. The same absolute ignorance, yet they know.
So
They shouldn't be
again,
doing
I'll
that.
say wording. So when I send you this audio that I have, Kevin, you're gonna bug out. I talked to the lady for 19 minutes or 20 minutes at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she was like, well, being kind of evasive, and I was being very
Who you talking to about specifically?
I called that number you gave me.
The Bell County Injustice Center where I was arrested.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. And so she was like, well, they don't usually take people's property. Well, they took my cousin's property. Well, they don't that doesn't okay, ma'am. I'm telling you the facts. Okay. And I laid him on. Listen, the fact that he's a pro se litigant and his evidence is in that phone, and the state, took their evidence from him under no circumstances. They had no reason to deprive him of his property, which is, which is a civil forfeiture, which is a excessive fines, which is punishment, which is a federal crime. I mean, I couldn't believe the steps they did. Like, I can't believe how they can't be that arrogant there, man. They cannot. I mean, well, obviously they are. And you can, FMB, you can attest to this. How can
The proof is in the pudding, and again, the violations that are occurred in that specific building. I mean, they made him run around like an absolute chicken without a head. It was absolutely horrific. That anybody has to go through that, but this is a code of practice that they have. FMV knows it well. He's like, oh yeah, the Injustice Center Shuffle. Like, yeah, it's best played to rumba music. Yeah,
I'm gonna come down there.
Let me tell you how I know that they get away with what they get away with. I used to go to one of the churches downtown.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say which one.
All right.
But there's families that run this city.
Understood.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. And go ahead and try to there's a reason why, trust me.
Right. No, I get it.
At some way, shape, form, or fashion down the line, whether they're cousins, whether they're brothers, whatever they are, they're all related. There are families that run Belton, Texas. And those families are well integrated within the county as well.
And they run Texas. They run Texas.
They're business owners. Not only are they business owners, they're law enforcement. They're a lot of things. And let me tell you something. If you don't think that Belton, Texas is probably one of the most corrupt departments in the state of Texas, you're going to find out, it's basically a Corrigan, Texas. It's a Leon Valley. It's a almost part. It's so corrupt. With the families here, you guys, there's a reason why, like I told you, my house got attacked. There's a reason why people sending things that are going on. There's a reason why I now have a closed circuit video camera system, and there's loaded firearms within every reach of my house.
There should be. So, that video shocked me. That one that you sent me, Kevin, that brother getting tased. Like, I couldn't believe. First of all, it was a brother doing it, number one. But they were tasing the guy and giving him commands he could not physically do. Like,
it's not a brother. That is not a brother. That is a Blue Line Officer Johnson that hit up No Question on the street one day, tried to violate him, and then an hour and a half of cop splitting ensued after that. It was the most insane thing I have ever seen, and I don't know. These officers have some serious psychological issues to start with, especially that fat pig that arrested you. That is like absolutely illegitimate.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, man.
Okay.
I would love to sit up. Don't worry, I'd love to sit up here and chat. Ask Mazonga. We have hours of conversations when we get together.
Understood. I'll send you that text. Okay.
Yeah, I got it, and I saved it on my phone, man. Just hit me up. We got to get together in person. Where are you located at?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay, that's not too far.
Yeah, I'm up the street. I'm gonna come down there. We need to get together for sure.
Yeah, I told him about you. I told him about you. So
I'll come down with a stack of cash. You guys have to be ready to bail me out. All right.
No, we don't want none of that. Come on.
No, I'm serious. But I'll come
I
up with-
know you are. Again, I never thought you were not serious. This is what I'm saying.
Well,
Yeah.
you can ask Mazanga and Heather Holt. Whenever I found out that No Question had got arrested, I was literally today I got notification of it, and I was
Right.
just
Makes you sick to your stomach, right?
pissed off. So yeah, I was literally running around.
I kind of predicted the end of the day in the beginning of the day, but yeah, I still love you, man. No matter if you get in trouble or not, I still love you.
Unacceptable.
But
Oh,
I-
by the
I-
way, Junior says good evening, all. He like split back home. It's very late here.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
had
I'm
my grown up son was listening to the goings on and stuff like that. He
Yeah, I
gets
have a 31-year-old. Wow. All right, man. We'll get together.
Hey, yeah, we'll get together. So,
All right, man. Hey,
you guys,
hey.
and No Question, fuck it, don't go up to cops and tell them to take me to jail.
yeah, I told him that in Uvalde. I was like, dude, you gave me a heart attack, and they did it again. Prove me right. I'm like, dude.
You know that's what they were waiting. They was like, yeah, I ain't gonna let him.
I know. I saw his last video. Do it again. Do it again. No question. Do it again. Come on, I dare you. All right.
All right,
The silver bracelet's a second place.
I know. I just that's just it's whatever, man. It's whatever.
Yeah,
So
I would do something
hey,
stupid. I would do something like that. All right,
But you
man.
got-
Y'all be easy. Hey, Kev, I'll give you a shot here in a bit, okay?
All right, y'all.
All right, man. I'll call you about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Well, a little bit more, Kevin. You gotta close down the show for the evening.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I want to
Later, FMV. Thanks.
for joining in. Like I said, just a little recap. I was arrested yesterday on a criminal trespass at the Bell County Injustice Center. It's called the Justice Center, but I kind of nicknamed it the Injustice Center. Basically, I was up there trying to get some warrant information about a previous arrest, and they had been previously giving me the runaround about obtaining that warrant. So I eventually talked to the judge that issued the warrant, and he told me that it was up there at the Bell County Injustice Center where I thought it was. So I go back up there. Went into the county attorney's office where they said it was at, asked them about it. They act like they didn't know what I was talking about. While they were supposedly looking up the warrant, these two bozos come out again. I'll show you the guy that actually arrested me.
Put it on. Put yourself on main screen, so everybody can see this well.
Well, I'm gonna show y'all who the guy that arrested me. So this is the guy that arrested me. I've had a couple of interactions with him, and I've actually been into that same space, and he's threatened me with arrest for recording that same public lobby that they arrested me in yesterday. So he's the main guy that arrested me, but it was another guy that was with him. And
and Bell County attorney, the telephone number in Bell County, Texas would be 254-933-5155 to redress your grievances. Joe Medrano, County Attorney Sheriff, for the second time violating rights that are not his.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already seen the previous interaction with him, this is the name of it. It's on my
Drop
channel.
a link of it below, and on the edit of this video, you should put the link to that video in a couple of places as cards that drop down. All right.
So that's the name of the video that I previously interacted with him about.
Yeah, go look at Day at the Office with No Questions About It, Part 1, and it was it's a look into Bell County corruption at the Injustice Center and why the Injustice Center is called the Injustice Center, basically.
Absolutely. And so, they arrested me on a trespassing, and they took my phone. Not sure why, but they took my phone.
I would call that theft. And was the officer armed when he stole your telephone?
Absolutely.
Well, that would be an aggravated charge to the issue right there. Aggravated kidnapping and a whole bunch of good stuff.
Yeah. So like I said, if I'm not sure about any new content that I'm going to be dropping. I have plenty of content that I'm going to be dropping, but as
It's
far
all
as
going to be new to everybody, and I
yeah, it's
don't
going to
think
be new
that's
to
even
them.
an issue because, again, there's always going to be a workaround, and we'll figure it out, to be honest. And
Absolutely.
donations are gladly accepted in the links in the chat and below.
Yeah, I definitely put all that information. So if you care to donate or support the channel in any way, shape, or fashion, you could always email me. You got super chats, you got Cash App, all of the links, you got PayPal. So
Not only that, if they've been violated and they want a little bit of playtime and some help to get whatever happened to the people out, and yeah, feel free to send in your clips and stuff to no questions about it at gmail.com.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely want to thank everyone for joining in. I wasn't really expecting the panel to be this long, but it definitely was a good panel.
We weren't
I enjoyed
expecting you to
it.
get arrested. Well, I don't know, man. But yeah, nobody out there thought that anything was gonna go on. So yeah, just like with Johnson, like he was shocking me, and you did like 10 seconds back, 20. That's punishment. Well, this is punishment on getting arrested. You got to do a long live. Yeah.
Man, but I did want to mention that the people at the Bell County Jail were really cool. Like when I originally got up in there, they I guess somebody must have said something, because when I got to the jail, they had like 4, 5, 6 people waiting on me, like I was just beating people up or something like that.
With donut crumbs on it, huh?
Donut crumbs on their
on
shirt,
it.
So I'm like, what? I'm like, wait a minute. I had to let me tell you something. Like, I'm not gonna fight y'all. I'm not gonna resist y'all. I'm not a violent person. Like, it's not really necessary for y'all to have all these people, but if y'all feel y'all need to have them, I'm just letting you know I'm not gonna resist you in any way, shape, or fashion. So please don't do nothing stupid. And
I might make fun of your nose.
yeah.
But that's
I
if
had
you
to
play
roast
Disney music. But I
I
make fun of
roasted
your
one of
nose,
them.
but I'm not violent. Yes, I agree with you, bro.
Absolutely. So I'm I'm trying to protect my rights, and I'm fighting for my rights, but I ain't fighting like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get beat the fuck up out here, but
Not trying to go controversial or nothing on you.
yeah.
Just a citizen, man.
But they treated me with respect, and they at the jail, and they they looked out for me. They actually helped me eventually, because the judge gave me a $2,000 bond, and they kind of helped me get in contact with the people that was advocating for the like the nonviolent crimes and stuff. So they eventually got me a PR bond. So big ups to the Bell County Jail.
I hope never to see you motherfuckers
Yeah,
again.
hopefully we never see y'all again. But I salute y'all. What y'all doing, man?
Oh, yo, dude, I wanted to know, you were in Bell County. I heard a friend was over there in the lockup. Did you did you hear the name Malong mentioned in the
Nah, yeah, I was looking. I didn't even see my long ass dick. I ain't even see
Yeah,
it.
a wise man, good at proverbs, you know what I'm saying?
Another guy that was up in there too, I didn't get to run into this guy right here, Free Marvin Guy. If you don't know the
Free Marvin
story,
guy, yes.
go look up freemarvinguy.com or .org, but you can see his situation. He been getting it the worst. He was arrested on a what was it, attempted murder, or actually a murder of a cop. They kicked in his door on a no-knock warrant, and some shots was fired. We don't know if it was from Marvin Guy or from the other cops, because they went through the front and the back on a no-knock warrant. So, and I can't remember what time it was, but any time of the day in the state of Texas, somebody kicking in your door and they not announcing themselves as police, somebody getting shot. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know if Marvin Guy shot the cop or was it another cop, but a cop ended up dying on that situation, and they charged Marvin Guy with murder. He been sick. This happened in 2016, I believe, and he haven't even had a first court date. So he's been sitting in the Bell County Jail going for 8 years now, and so actually it happened in 2014. So because it's
That's
been
a
8 years he been sitting there. So
that's a crazy long time to be fucking
Yeah.
around. But I'm not
So-
surprised at their methodology because I see like what they do to you over nothing. It's if he shot a cop, it don't matter. If he didn't shoot a cop, yeah, probably the cop shot cops. That'd be a good thing.
more than likely, and
I
they not
can't see
even.
where a cop should not, a cop shooting a cop could be a bad thing unless you were the cop that was getting shot. That would be bad. But yeah, totally
They're not even
acceptable
putting out
because they're idiots.
they didn't even put out the information as far as what gun was it that shot the cop.
Well, again, I mean, you haven't even seen your arrest warrant, so I'm not surprised. You get what I'm saying. The method to the madness equals a lot of corruption, and the worse service that you get, and the more unlawful arrests that are going down, the less somebody really knows actually what the policing is doing. Because again, the system in itself is corrupt, and
absolutely.
No. That's a bad way to go.
I definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and close this without my man, Mazanga Badman. Go ahead, hit his channel up, Mazanga Von Badman. And I'm No Question Abaudit. Thank you, Big B Nation, for tuning in. And as we always say, don't let them dig all up in your
amendments now. Yeah.
You out of here.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna hold on. This stream is finishing up. Ow. Boof. Later. All right. That was good. You're still live.
My bad. I ain't even finished ending the broadcast. We about to hit. My bad. I ain't even finished ending the broadcast. We about to hit.